ఇప్పుడేమంటే ఇది టెక్స్ట్ డాక్యుమెంట్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్తో పాటుగా యూట్యూబ్లో మీకు ఏమైనా వీడియో ఉంటే ఇన్స్టెంట్గా వేరే లాంగ్వేజ్లో ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేయడము. అదేవిధంగా ఇప్పుడు పల్లెటూరులోని చాలా చోట్ల ఏమంటే వాళ్ళకి ఇంగ్లీష్ రాదు. సో వాళ్ళు ఒక బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలన్నా, ఒక ఓటర్ ఐడి కార్డు తీసుకోవాలన్నా, లేకపోతే ఆధార్ కార్డు తీసుకోవాలన్నా, ఏదైనా కూడా వాళ్ళకి ఒకసారి ఆలోచించండి, వాళ్ళకి చదవడం రాదు, రాయడం రాదు. సో అక్కడ ఏముందో చదవలేరు, ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఇంకా తెలుగులో కూడా చదవలేరు. అక్కడ ఏముందో వాళ్ళు వినగలరు, మాట్లాడగలరు అంతే. సో ఇటువంటి వాళ్ళకి ఏమైనా మనం చేయగలమా ఈ టూల్ తోటి అని వీ హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ వన్ ఎక్స్ట్రాడినరీ థింగ్, విచ్ ఐ విల్ షో యూ, యూ విల్ లవ్ ఇట్. దెన్ దెర్ ఈజ్ అనదర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్. వన్స్ ఐ విజిటెడ్ అవర్ Swami Ayyappa in Kerala. So I been there, my wife said I have two very small naughty Krishnas. So she said, for my 3 years old, you get some milk, but warm milk. So I was communicating, please give me warm milk in English, in Kannada, in Telugu, in Marathi, in Hindi, all possible languages I know. And they are talking in Malayalam, so which I am not able to understand. The warm is a word, which I am not able to, convince. So then I realized, imagine the kind of a trade deficiency is happening because of this language barrier. సో ఒకసారి నేను స్వామి అయ్యప్ప దీని దర్శనం దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు నాకు చిన్న కృష్ణులు ఇద్దరు ఉన్నారు. ఒక ఆయన పేరు రిషి కృష్ణ, ఒక అబ్బాయి అర్జున్ కృష్ణ. సో చిన్నోడికి మా ఆవిడేమి చెప్పిందంటే వేడి పాలు తీసుకురండి అని. వేడి పాలు అనేది నేను అక్కడ మలయాళంలో ఎలా చెప్పాలి నాకు తెలియక నేను హిందీలోని, ఇంగ్లీష్లోని, తెలుగులో, మరాఠీలో, కన్నడలో నాకు వచ్చిన అన్ని లాంగ్వేజ్లో చెప్పడం మొదలుపెట్టాను. వాళ్ళకి అర్థం కాదు. అప్పుడు నాకు ఒక విషయం అర్థమైంది ఏంటంటే, మన దగ్గర ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో అంటే తిరుపతి చుట్టుపక్కల గ్రామాల్లో ఒక రైతు ఒక పొలంలోని పంట పండిస్తే ఆ పంటని ఇక్కడ లోకల్లో దళారులు మోసం చేసి తక్కువ డబ్బులకు తీసేసుకుంటున్నారు. అదే ఆయన ఇదే పంటని మహారాష్ట్రలో ఉన్న పెద్ద ట్రేడర్కో, లేకపోతే పంజాబ్లో ఉన్న పెద్ద ట్రేడర్కో ఎక్కువ డబ్బులకు అమ్ముకోగలిగితే, ఎందుకు అమ్ముకోలేకపోతున్నాడంటే భాష అనేది మధ్యలో అడ్డొచ్చింది. సో ఈ భాష అనేదాన్ని మనం దీనిలోంచి తీసేయగలమా? తీసేసి ఒకళ్ళ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఇంకో వాళ్ళకి, వాళ్ళ లాంగ్వేజ్ వీళ్ళకి ఈజీగా అర్థమయ్యే విధంగా ఏమైనా సాధనం మనం చేయొచ్చా అనే దీనిపైన చూసి మేము ఒక సాధనం చేసాము. అది కూడా నేను మీకు ఈరోజు చూపిస్తాను. దాంతోపాటుగా లాట్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ సర్వీసెస్ బేసికల్లీ దట్ ద సిటిజన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ బికాజ్ ఇట్స్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ అండ్ సమ్టైమ్స్ ఇన్ హిందీ. So that's again become another problem. So is there any way we can do a voice search so that they will do a voice search simply saying that can you please tell me about sabka sath sabka vikas, what it really means. They can simply ask in the local language and the system responds back in the local language so that they don't need to type anything. They will understand very easily. So such kind of a lot of things. And along with that, as I mentioned earlier, the first thing was, the thought process is to translate all engineering and diploma books into Indian languages. So it has lot of mathematical formulas, scientific formulas, chemical formulas. You need to edit the books. So we have created all those facilities also in this. So these are the core functionalities I already mentioned. So ante deento paatuga memu ee పుస్తకాలు ఏవైతే ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తున్నామో అందులోని మనకి చాలా కెమికల్ ఫార్ములాస్, మ్యాథమెటికల్ ఫార్ములాస్ ఇటువంటివన్నీ వస్తుంటాయి. కాబట్టి దాన్ని కూడా ఏ విధంగా ఎడిట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఏ విధంగా ఎంబెడ్ చేయొచ్చు అని ఎడిటర్స్ కూడా మన సొంతగా మన ఓన్గా మేము రాసాం కొన్ని. అది కూడా చూపిస్తాను నేను మీకు. సో ఇది ఎవరెవరు వాడుతున్నారంటే, ఐ మీన్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ టు అవర్ ఏసీటీ బుక్స్, ఆల్ యూజీసీ. రీసెంట్లీ దే హ్యావ్ సెంట్ వన్ notification also, sir, to use Anuvadini for translation. All skill ministry books, Amrit 2.0, the Swachh Bharat, Swachh Bharat is the favorite initiative of Honorable Prime Minister. Minister of Corporation, Minister of Culture, Uttar Pradesh State Government, Andhra Pradesh State Government, NASCOM, MIC, Swayam courses, IGNO courses, virtual labs. And now, almost like every day more than 1 lakh users from various ministries, various places, they all are using this Anuvadini tool. So having said that, what all it does, I mean, it can take any book or a speech or a video or a government document and instantly translate into Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Odia, Kannada, Marathi, Malayalam, Bangla, Assami, Punjabi, Urdu, Nepali, and now we are creating other compilers. So along with that, when UP government went for UP investments, the Honorable Chief Secretary asked us to add foreign compilers also. So now it has foreign compilers like Russian, Spanish, Chinese, French, Arabic, Portuguese, German, Japan, Korean, Italian, Turkish, Malay, etc. So now it become very big tool. So anyone coming from foreign nation, our Niti Aayog or competitive committee or Prime Minister Scientific Advisor Office, they translate all those documents using our Anuvadani tool, and they translate that into Telugu, English or Hindi or any other language from their foreign language, and again they write it in English or Hindi and take it in foreign language and send it to them. So I will show you very simple, very easy. You will say that, this is just absolutely anyone, even the third standard student can also use it. That simple. We made it very simple, very easy, very interactive, very simple. So having said that, as I said, it has lot of features, but I will straight away go where you can use it. I mean, in various places, in education, in business, railway station, in healthcare, security agencies, police station, hotel, tourism, media, transportation, airport, lot of places. So these are the data sets which we are creating, but I will quickly go through the demonstration of the portal. So first you go to Google and simply type Anuvadini. So if you see, it's already has come, right? Anuvadini. When you click the first link, so మీరు గూగుల్కి వెళ్ళి ఫస్ట్ లింక్ అనువాదిని ఏసిటీ అని ఉంటుంది, దానిపైన క్లిక్ చేయండి. సో ఇలా మీకు ప్రధానమంత్రి గారు కనిపిస్తారు, అదే ఫస్ట్ ఇండికేషన్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అ గవర్నమెంట్ వెబ్సైట్, ఇట్స్ ఫ్రీ, సో యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు పే ఎనీథింగ్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ కమ్ డౌన్ లిటిల్ బిట్, ఓకే, సో దేర్ ఆర్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఫీచర్స్ ఇన్ ఇట్. మీరు కొంచెం కిందకు వస్తే చాలా ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి దీనిలో. సో ఫస్ట్ ఫీచర్ చూపిస్తాను, అద్భుతమైన ఫీచర్, మాకు బాగా ఇష్టమైంది. మీలో ఎవరైనా చోటా భీమ్ చూసారు ఎప్పుడైనా? ఒక చిన్న పిల్లోడు సీరియల్ వస్తుంది. సో మై కిడ్స్ వాచ్ సార్. సో దెర్ ఈస్ అ స్మాల్ గర్ల్ కాల్డ్ చుట్కీ. Chutki means this is Chutki. This is my theory, like, I have whatever applications I create, I say that, the minute you do like this, it must load. So example, I will just show you one portal. So we created this portal called internship ACT. If you browse right, you will get it. So the first portal. Is there a net problem? So what happens, it all comes instantly, so that is where, what I would like to demonstrate. So this Chutki is very simple and easy to use. Can someone check the network, please? Net చూడండి ఒకసారి. Network itself is down there. So this is very simple and easy to use tool. So what you do is, first, let's say you want to write something in English and wants to translate into Telugu. Okay, so all you do is, first you go to this tool and click on this Chutki. This is where you are creating a new document. So here you, as I said, as you see, here you can create documents in Assami, Bengali, English, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi. I mean, it's a big list. So you can just go down and look into it. So Marathi, Odia, Punjabi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Arabic, Chinese, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Persian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Turkish, Urdu, Thai, Hebrew, lot of languages. So I just simply take a English document and I will say, I want to write an English document, but I want that to be instantly translated into Telugu. Okay. So I will just take Telugu from here. And now I will start writing in English here. Okay. So my name is Buddha Chandrasekhar. So do you see this, sir? When I have written, instantly, you don't need to do anything, instantly translates into other language. But not only this, I will show you the magic what it does. Let's say you want to create a table in that. Okay, so let's say 3 by 3 table. The minute I create table on that side, can you please switch off those lights also so that people can see it nicely? Are you able to see this? Okay. So let's say now I'm writing something here, but I will write something very funny like date. See what it does, date means karjuram, right? There is a fruit. But see the power. See here we started embedding the Sanskrit because the Sanskrit compiler is working on the background, but efficiency is little less, that's where I'm here to take your help. So basically the Sanskrit, the greatness of Sanskrit is it interrelates. See now what I will do. Date of August. Do you see this, sir? Because these are 3 different words. If you give it to Google, it will treat this as 3 different words, not as a date of August. So here we are utilizing the strength of the Sanskrit, in a technical world, and trying to correlate, because the Sanskrit language is the most advanced language with respect to the computers as well as speaking. It has the correlation. And another beauty of the Sanskrit is, you are Sanskrit experts, but I'm talking from a technology point of view. Whether you remember or not, long back one person reported to iPhone saying that they said iPhone is the best of the best, it never crashes. But if you put a letter called Gnya, have you ever tried typing Gnya in iPhone? Type it. The iPhone will crash. Because that word has the kind of a equivalent, which is out of the memory. So that's the greatness of Indian language and Sanskrit. So what we are trying to do is, because now it is consuming, because the by default translator in between intermediate is English. So slowly we are moving towards Sanskritization so that it comes super fast like this. See, the minute I type, it just comes like anything. I will type click. I have not done anything, not touched anything, and it translated instantly because of this Sanskrit compiler what we are creating. But not only this. So now I said, nah, not in this thing, I wanted this in Bengali. Anyone from Bengal? Can you read this? So that's exactly what I typed in English. And not only that, you will just see the same thing this is in Assam if anyone is from Assam. This is from Gujarati. I have not done anything. I just clicked only one button. That's an instant translation. This is the power of Sanskrit. Maybe you are reading Sanskrit, but we are using the same thing on the technology side to create the super powerful systems, because if you need to create the same system, You need to invest billions of rupees. Do you know, sir, how much we invested in this? 1 lakh rupee. But we have created the compiler in Sanskrit and trying to improvise it so that, it works in a super fast way. Not only this, I will show you another fantastic thing. I will just go to Google and download our Honorable Prime Minister's photograph. So I just take this photograph. I will download this on your place. Save image as. So now you have a photograph, and how you can embed a photograph? Very simple. You just click. Let's say I just want to add here. Click on this. Just choose a photo and select that photo. I think I copied a wrong image. Just one second. So the minute we add a photograph, okay, so what happens, that photograph will come on the other side. So example, let's say, we will just see some small, some net issue, and just to copy and paste it. So I think there's some net issue in my office. So the minute you have it, so your book is ready on the other side. So now let's say this, you feel that this is little big. So we have created our own editor. All you need to just click on 50%, it will become 50%. If you want to rotate this, you can simply rotate. I mean, very simple. As I said, I normally give this tool to my 8-year son. So he plays with it. He says, I don't like it, because then I understood. I think, I need to go to that level and fix it so that anyone can use it. So let's say you want to auto size it, you can auto size it. We have everything. Now let's say you want to write something. Okay, so simply click and you can insert a description. That simple tool what we have created, it not only translates, it gives you a capability of editing that particular output. So now I did this in one language, but now you said no, I want this in Hindi, but I want this particular sentence to be bold. So the minute I click, it's bold. So everything available in MS Word is free here. You don't need to purchase MS Word license. So it's free. Sir, are you getting, or you want me to speak in Telugu? Because that's the only language. Telugu or Hindi. Sir, is everyone comfortable with English or? Okay. So that's very simple. But but there are a couple of other things which we normally do. So I will just demonstrate that. But I'm little lazy guy. I don't want to type. So what I will do? I will simply go here. We have created our own Make in India keyboard. Now see what happens. I will just example, let's say I want to type in something in Telugu. I will go here. Either I will type like this. Sorry, my office, I think this got this. So that's it. I mean, because typing is very, very difficult with the keyboard. So you will simply write in English, it translates immediately like a Google Translator keyboard. So this is our own, because when you are typing something, Google is immediately capturing and pushing it to the FBI and US government. So here we don't do all that. But as I said, I'm very lazy guy. What I don't want to type. I want to speak. నా పేరు బుద్ధా చంద్రశేఖర్. This is my problem. నా పేరు బుద్ధా చంద్రశేఖర్. So I mean, there's some server issue from our office side. So it automatically types everything for you. You don't need to type yourself. So that's another ingredient what we given. The same thing in all languages. If you want to type anything in Hindi, then what you will do, you will put Mera naam Buddha Chandrasekhar. It automatically types everything in that language. You copy and paste wherever you want. So not only this, let's say there's another very interesting thing. Now you have this document in Hindi. So you can simply download in a Word format. And then you can go back and say that, I want the same document in Gujarati. So it translates into Gujarati and you can download the same document in Gujarati. So I will just show you the document which got downloaded. So there's some small net issue in my office, so the server is not responding. So it gives everything in the local language. You can edit if you want, or if you want to do any other changes, you can do it from here. So this is a chutki, the first thing. If you want to create anything new. So what help we need here, that I will come to that point. So this is for a smaller documents, but imagine you have a big document. Okay, so what you will do? You already have a book written, so what you will do in that scenario? So this is one Make in India document in English. So it has some numbers, it has some text, it has some photographs, and about Make in India investments, etc., etc. Okay, it is like some 22 pages document, and there are a couple of images with the text on it. So we have all this information like this here. So this document I will just translate and show you how it works. If my server is up. So all you do is just again select, because I'm doing this from English. So I will just do it in, you tell me any language, but I will just do it in Hindi. It doesn't matter any language, it translates. So I will just go and pick that file. So you have a book, imagine that book you want to translate. All you do is just go here, select this two. Now this is interactive with the deep learning tool, the Anuvadini deep learning tool which we have created. See, what is the difference between Chutki and this is Chutki does instantly. That's where we are, we need your help, and created this Sanskrit compiler on the background. So what this is doing, this is going and hitting my server where English as an intermediate language and translating this entire book into other language, but with help of the English as a base. Which we want to replace this base of English with Sanskrit, so that it does very fast. So as of now, for a 500 pages document, it takes like few seconds to translate, but we want to make sure it does in a milliseconds or a microseconds, so fast, so that we have the files processed in a parallel way. Another problem is it takes only 500 threads at the same time. So we want to write this entire as a base, as a Sanskrit, so that at any instant we want to do lakhs of files to be get translated from one language to another language, because lot of requirement of language translation in our country. So it is translating. So once it translates, you will see the source and destination files. So I just show you one example, by the time it translates. So example, we have received one document from Andhra government in English. So we have translated that into Telugu and all other languages. First I will show you the English version. So this is the document what we received from Andhra government. So what we did, we translated this particular file in various other Indian languages. So example, it has, this is basically Visakhapatnam development plan. So they have submitted to Andhra Pradesh High Court in English format. So they said, the High Court said nothing doing, we want this in Telugu. They requested, give us 45 days, we will translate and give it back to you. But court said nothing doing, we want it by tomorrow morning. So they have used our translation Anuvadini tool for this particular thing. If you see here, it has B, C, D, E, and and various bulleted points. It has some images. It has some different font type, font face. So I will show you the same document in Telugu. So the same document will get translated exactly like a Xerox copy, in other language. So I hope who all can read. If you remember that BCDE 1.3, 1.4, the font face, font color, everything like a Xerox copy, you will get it. Okay, the bulleted points, the image in centered, and the 1.5, 1.2, everything you will get it as it is like a Xerox copy in any language. So example, I will show you the same file in Oriya language. So if you remember that B, C, D, E, and all the text exactly like a Xerox copy. I mean, this is the first artificial intelligence Xerox copy software machine, which just Xerox copies what you give. So that's the beauty of this particular tool. So let us see if it's still going on. So this is the way this other tool works. And if you see all these, right, all these are got translated exactly like a Xerox copy in various language. Any language you take it, it translates. So I will just come back and show you another tool on time being. So video translation. I think there's some maintenance going on in my office. Just let me see. So this is another very beautiful application where our Honorable Prime Minister spoke
हमने देखा
in Hindi.
कई देश ऑन द जॉब लर्निंग पर विशेष बल देते हैं। बीते वर्षों में केंद्र सरकार ने अपने युवाओं को आउटसाइड द क्लासरूम एक्सपोजर देने के लिए इंटर्नशिप और अप्रेंटिसशिप को फोकस किया है।
As you see, the Honorable Prime Minister spoke in Hindi. Now I will put the same in, I'm just putting Telugu because that's my mother language.
మిత్రులారా, చాలా దేశాలు ఆన్ ది జాబ్ లెర్నింగ్ పై ప్రత్యేక దృష్టి పెట్టడం మనం చూసాం. కొన్నేళ్లుగా కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం యువతకు అవుట్డోర్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ ఎక్స్పోజర్ ఇచ్చేందుకు ఇంటర్న్షిప్లు, అప్రెంటిస్షిప్లపై దృష్టి సారించింది. ప్రస్తుతం నేషనల్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్ పోర్టల్లో 75,000 మంది యజమానులు ఉన్నారు. ఇంటర్న్షిప్ల కోసం ఇప్పటికే 25 లక్షల అభ్యర్థనలు వచ్చాయి.
நண்பர்களே, பல நாடுகள் வேலையில் கற்றலுக்கு சிறப்பு முக்கியத்துவம் அளிப்பதை நாம் பார்த்தோம். பல ஆண்டுகளாக மத்திய அரசு தனது இளைஞர்களுக்கு வெளிப்புற வகுப்பறை வெளிப்பாட்டை வழங்க இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் மற்றும் தொழில் பழகுனர்.
ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಅನೇಕ ದೇಶಗಳು ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಕಲಿಕೆಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಒತ್ತು ನೀಡುತ್ತಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹಲವು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರವು ತನ್ನ ಯುವಕರಿಗೆ ಹೊರಾಂಗಣ ತರಗತಿಯ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಲು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಪ್ರೆಂಟಿಸ್ಶಿಪ್ಗಳತ್ತ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಿದೆ. ಇಂದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 75,000 ಉದ್ಯೋಗದಾತರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ಗಾಗಿ ಸುಮಾರು 25 ಲಕ್ಷದ ವಿನಂತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಯುವಕರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಉದ್ಯಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನವನ್ನು ನೀಡುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಈ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗರಿಷ್ಠ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸಿ.
Anyone from Karnataka? So is this correct or So this is the way it works. Huh? I mean Malayalam, Marathi, but I will just put it Gujarati, then we will move to the next tool.
મિત્રો આપણે જોયું છે કે ઘણા દેશો નોકરી પર શીખવા પર વિશેષ ભાર મૂકે છે વર્ષોથી કેન્દ્ર સરકારે ઇન્ટર્નશિપ અને એપ્રેન્ટિસશિપ પર ध्यान કેન્દ્રિત કર્યું છે જેથી તેના યુવાનોને આઉટડોર વર્ગખંડમાં એક્સપોઝર મળી શકે આજે નેશનલ ઇન્ટર્નશિપ પોર્ટલ પર
So what is the power of this tool is it can take any YouTube based video of any language and it can translate into Indian languages, because lot of research material is in German, in French, in various other languages, Spanish. So we can take that and we can utilize, and at the same time let's say there is a extraordinary material available in Marathi, so we can translate that into Telugu or any other Indian languages and they can start gaining the knowledge. So this tool basically we utilize for this. So similarly I will show you another very interesting tool called this multilingual form. So this is another extraordinary tool where, as I mentioned, the uneducated people, how they will fill the form, because they can't write, they can't read. So now you see the fun, this is my favorite one. So here it will ask what language you speak, based on that once you select, then you will start filling the form.
বাংলায় চালিয়ে যেতে এই বোতামটি ক্লিক করুন।
Click on me to continue in English. गुजराती में चालू रखवा माटे आ बटन पर क्लिक करो। हिंदी में जारी रखने के लिए इस बटन पर क्लिक करें।
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಲು ಈ ಬಟನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಲಯಾಳത്തിൽ തുടരാൻ ಈ ಬಟನ್ अमर्तुക
So they will listen.
मराठीत चालू ठेवण्यासाठी या बटनावर क्लिक करा. తమిళిల్ తొడర ఇంద పొత్తానే క్లిక్ చేయగే. తెలుగులో కొనసాగడం కొరకు ఈ బటన్ మీద క్లిక్ చేయండి. మీ పేరు ఏమిటి?
I clicked, it asked me a question, what is my name? I will fill it, I will try to, because there is some issue here. Let us. Buddha Chandrasekhar. Some problem with the server, let me try again. Buddha Chandrasekhar. I think I have a video, maybe I will just show you if it's there.
বাংলায় চালিয়ে যেতে
உங்கள் பெயர் என்ன?
என் பெயர் மனிஷா.
உங்கள் தற்போதைய முகவரி என்ன?
என்னுடைய தற்போதைய முகவரி புதுடெல்லி.
உங்கள் திறமையை சேர்க்கவும்.
என்னுடைய திறமை எழுதுவது.
உங்கள் அனுபவத்தை குறிப்பிடுங்கள்.
என்னுடைய அனுபவத்தில் கல்வி மற்றும் அறிவுசார்
So now what happened, without reading, without writing, they fill the form. But this form is filled by them, and they see all the details. But I am not from Tamil Nadu, I don't understand Tamil. So what I will do, I will simply go to the admin view, I will select a language, example Hindi, instantly it translates into Hindi for me.
आपका नाम क्या है?
So this is what
मेरा नाम मनीषा है. आपका वर्तमान पता क्या है? मेरा वर्तमान पता नई दिल्ली है. अपने कौशल जोड़े. मेरा कौशल लिखना है.
So now I hope you got the point, right? What it really means is an uneducated person, ఎవరికైతే చదువు రాదో వాళ్ళు సింపుల్గా విని వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడేస్తారు, అది ఆటోమేటిక్ సిస్టమ్ మొత్తం రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తెలుగులో మాట్లాడి తెలుగులో వస్తుంది, కానీ ఎక్కడో ఢిల్లీలోనూ వేరే చోట కూర్చున్న ఆఫీసర్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఆయనకు తెలుగు రాదు, ఆయనకు వచ్చిన లాంగ్వేజ్ ఆయన సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటాడు, ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇది మొత్తం ఆయనకు వచ్చిన లాంగ్వేజ్లో ఇన్స్టెంట్ ట్రాన్స్లేట్ అయిపోద్ది, ఆయన వినొచ్చు కూడా. సో దీనివల్ల ఏమైందంటే లాంగ్వేజ్ బ్యారియర్ అనేది కంప్లీట్గా పల్లెటూరులో ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరిది కూడా పోయింది. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రధానమంత్రి గారితో మాట్లాడాలి ఒక పల్లెటూరులో ఉన్న వ్యక్తి, ఈరోజు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆయన అక్కడ తెలుగులో తమిళ్లో ఏదో లోకల్ లాంగ్వేజ్లో మాట్లాడతాడు, అది ప్రధానమంత్రి గారికి అర్థం కాదు, ప్రధానమంత్రి గారు హిందీలో మాట్లాడతారు, అది వీళ్ళకి అర్థం కాదు. సో ఈ బ్యారియర్ని తీసేయడానికని మేము ఇటువంటి అప్లికేషన్స్ అన్నీ దీనిలో తయారు చేసామండి. అండ్ చాట్ జీపీటీ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ కూడా ఉంది దీనిలోని. ఐ విల్ జస్ట్ డెమాన్స్ట్రేట్ దట్ ఆల్సో. ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ అపాలజైజ్, ఐఎమ్ షోయింగ్ ద
বাংলায় চালিয়ে যেতে এই বোতামটি ক্লিক করুন।
Click on me to continue in English. गुजरातीમાં ચાલુ રાખવા માટે આ બટન પર ક્લિક કરો. हिंदी में जारी रखने के लिए इस बटन पर क्लिक करें.
See, as of now they clicked on Hindi, English. So all central government initiatives popped up in one place. If I change the language, see what happens. So all these are various government, Atal Pension Yojana, Ayushman Bharat, Digital India, all those schemes. So you can hear this scheme, about this scheme, and what you can do, you can select one of the scheme also, and you can hear what is this scheme about in any Indian language. So example, what is DigiLocker? So you can read it, or you can simply see this changing this to Telugu. So now everything is in Telugu, but now you are not satisfied. You said no, I want to ask a question. So this is where the voice search will come into picture. This is our own Make in India voice search. You can speak up to 45 minutes. I mean, in the world there are voice wrappers. All are online based voice wrappers, works only for 12 seconds. So we have written our own, which can accommodate up to 45 minutes continuously. You can speak 45 minutes continuously. It records and instantly translates into any other language.
ఆజాదీ కా అమృత్ మహోత్సవ్ గురించి చెప్పండి.
So now this our Anuvadani tool is going and interacted with the chat GPT and got the answer in Telugu, and you can now hear the answer.
ఆజాదీ కా అమృత్ మహోత్సవ్ అనేది భారతదేశం యొక్క 75వ స్వాతంత్ర.
So like this, not only that, it queries the related Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav queries also below. So that's also, we have embedded. What it really means is there is a continuous learning process what we embedded. Example, if you are interested to know about history of Sanskrit, you can put in, it will give you all the answers, all related questions. You can click on it, again it will pre-populate. It has so many extraordinary features. So the same thing is getting translated into Hindi now. You are not doing anything, just clicking, that's it. So now everything become Hindi, and the related prompt questions also is going to get popped in Hindi. So that's the power of this entire engine. Now if you are interested on another question, you can simply click on it. It again goes back, this Anuvadani goes back to chat GPT, and it retrieves all the information and it puts in your own mother language. So that's another beautiful thing. So this is a voice speech to speech. Let's say, as I said, when I've been to Kerala, when I face the problem, so this is the solution what we created for it.
Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. Providing universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued ascent and leadership on the global stage.
I mean, why is speaking little length? Because you will understand, it takes up to 45 minutes he can speak. So he is just taken one sentence.
In terms of economic growth, social justice and equality, scientific advancement, national integration, and cultural preservation.
So he recorded this. Now see, the magic starts from here. So first it gives you in English, and you can select the gender of the voice now, the output voice. If you want the same thing, he spoke in male voice. If you want it in female voice, you can put it in female voice and see what he does from here. He just selected, from English to Hindi first. So you will see instant translation, but not only that, it will give you the voice also. You can download that instant translated text. You have the text with you, and you can utilize anywhere you want, in a blog or anywhere you want, or you can convert this into a speech now.
शिक्षा पूर्ण मानव क्षमता प्राप्त करने, राष्ट्रीय विकास को बढ़ावा देने में एक न्यायसंगत और न्यायपूर्ण समाज विकसित करने के लिए मौलिक है। गुणवत्तापूर्ण शिक्षा तक सार्वभौमिक पहुंच प्रदान करना आर्थिक विकास, सामाजिक न्याय और समानता, वैज्ञानिक उन्नति, राष्ट्रीय एकीकरण और सांस्कृतिक संरक्षण के संदर्भ में वैश्विक मंच पर भारत के निरंतर उत्थान और नेतृत्व की कुंजी है।
And you can download this audio file also, and you can embed anywhere in YouTube or anywhere you want. So we have even given that advanced feature. But I would like to show you one,
Love
very interesting
field of engineering, you would like
just
course cheddam to MIT.
See, there's another problem, sir. What I realized, you all use WhatsApp, right? I'm sure you all are, having various groups. In one group, you may have one person is native language of Telugu, another Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam. So someone is putting some video in Telugu. Others won't understand. And maybe some others putting in other language, then you don't understand. So see how we solve this problem. I'm just showing the power of this Anuvadini tool, and then I will request for what help we want from you. So now he is taking an entry of a candidate. So he speaks in Hindi and the candidate speaks in Telugu, and see how they interact with each other.
नमस्ते साई, इस इंटरव्यू में शामिल होने के लिए आपका बहुत धन्यवाद। हम अगर आप शुरू कर सकते हैं अपने एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशंस को थोड़ा विस्तार में हमें समझाने में। धन्यवाद। नमस्ते साई, इस इंटरव्यू में शामिल होने के लिए आपका बहुत।
He can send it. So the other candidate on the other side, he registered as his mother tongue as Telugu. So what happens? The same video is plays in Telugu for him. I'm sure you never saw this kind of a magic. So now you see, when other candidate looks into it from his side, see, this is his part. So he is seeing everything in.
ఈ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో పాల్గొన్నందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు. మీ విద్యార్హతలను మాకు కొంచెం వివరంగా వివరించడం ద్వారా ప్రారంభించగలిగితే ధన్యవాదాలు.
Now what he does, he speaks in Telugu, and you see what happens on the other side.
నమస్తే సార్, నేను బీటెక్ ఈసీ కంప్లీట్ చేశాను ఎంఐటి యూనివర్సిటీ నుంచి. ఇంకా నా 12th స్టాండర్డ్ ఎంపీసీ తీసుకొని అందులో 95% స్కోర్ చేశాను. ఇది నా విద్యా అర్హత. థ్యాంక్ యూ. నమస్తే.
So from his side he sent it, and imagine these are two different mobiles. So other person from on his mobile, when he sees everything.
నమస్తే సార్, నేను బీటెక్ ఈసీ కంప్లీట్ చేశాను ఎంఐటి యూనివర్సిటీ నుంచి.
नमस्ते सर, मैंने बीटेक ईसीई पूरा कर लिया है। क्या मैंने विश्वविद्यालय से 2 मानक एमपीसी लिया और इसमें 99% स्कोर किया। यह मेरी शैक्षिक योग्यता है। धन्यवाद।
So I hope you saw the power, right? I mean, this is the advanced technology of a Indian brain, because when this white and gore people, when they can create something, we can create best of the best, better than them. So the only problem with our Indians is we work as an individuals like this. We are very best.
దూర
Not
విద్య
as a-
లేదా e-learning అని కూడా
I'll
పిలువబడే
just stop
ఆన్లైన్
this.
విద్య అన్ని వయస్సులు మరియు నేపథ్య
So we are now, creating something, because, people are challenging, and if you ask me, sir, how much we spent for all these tools, we spent 25 lakh rupees till date. And Google spent 15 billion US dollars. This is the power of Indian, and for 3 children, only 3 children along with me. I think, this is the way we are creating the tools. But what help we want, I will explain that to you. There is something called Bhasha Dan, if you see here. Let me see. I think they are doing some maintenance. But in Bhashadan, what happens is there is a placeholder where you see the Sanskrit words, and you can put a equivalent of your own language, mother language words there. So this is a placeholder called Bhashadan. So if you see Sanskrit education, you can contribute to any domain. So let's say on the Sanskrit, when you click, right, it will show you some list. There's some issue on the maintenance side. So you will see some Sanskrit words. What you do is you will click on that Sanskrit word, and you can add your own language. Example, in Telugu, you can add an equivalent. So why we are doing this is because we want to train our compiler. So what help I want from you, why when Krishnamurti sir requested, immediately I was so happy to come here, because I see you have 2,000 students from pan India basis. You are multilingual basically. So Sanskrit, your mother language. So maybe Telugu and Tamil as well as Sanskrit. Maybe some may know Tamil as well as Sanskrit, Telugu Sanskrit, Kannada Sanskrit, Malayalam Sanskrit, Marathi Sanskrit, Gujarati Sanskrit. So that's where we need some 2 lakh sentences and words from you. Like you will write your own sentence in Sanskrit, and you will write the equivalent in your mother language. So this is what we want. And then when I discussed with Krishnamurti, he said, why sentences framing ourselves, you give us some books which you already published. Example, we have another portal. I will just quickly show you here. I don't know, ACT websites are down, but let me see if I can. I think all ACT mentor network is down. Okay. So basically we have another placeholder where we published all these books for free of cost. So what sir suggested is, Buddha, why don't you give those books? We will, let's say you give those books in all 14, 15 language, Indian languages. We will first translate the same books in Sanskrit. So what happens, we already have a reference, and this Sanskrit compiler is getting trained on it, and you will write the same thing in various other languages along with Sanskrit. So we will give you one book example in engineering, one of the engineering book. You will translate that into Sanskrit first, and from the Sanskrit you will try to give the sentences, equivalent sentences in your own mother language. If you don't give us also fine, because we already have those books with us. So if you can give this book in Sanskrit language, I think that would be really great. So that way we can cover most of the translation training material for this tool. So this is what I have. You please tell me if you have any questions or concerns or anything. I'm happy to answer, and feel free to ask any question you have. I mean, it is not that I don't really mind. If you have any questions, you please ask. మీకు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి, ఏ క్వశ్చన్ ఉన్నా పర్వాలేదు. మేడం. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I'm here, because we don't have Sanskrit compiler. We are creating one. We need your help, because see how with these large learning models work. See, writing a compiler is easy. Okay, as a technologist, I will write a compiler. But compiler is like, imagine, a baby is born, but baby don't know the language. So the mother, or people like you needs to teach the language. So whatever language you teach, right, it understands and learns. So all I'm requesting, we have a baby called Sanskrit. You teach the Sanskrit language to that baby. So now you will translate these books and give it to us in Sanskrit. We will train the model. This is called, the data modeling and training. So we will train all the models so that the model will understand what it is. And then it will start speaking. I mean, if you see the small babies, right, when they're born, they don't know any language. What language they pick? They pick the mother language, right? So whatever mother speaks, they pick. Else, when baby born, they don't know what language, they're supposed to speak. The language which they speak is the one, mother's language. So that's where things are starting. Here you are becoming a mother and teaching the language to this compiler, saying that, in Sanskrit, example, namaskaram. This is the equivalent in Sanskrit. You will give on sentences. See, if you remember how we teach language to a baby, we will first say amma, nana, mother, father, hospital, this, that, right? Small words. Then we will slowly move towards sentences. We will say, ikkadiki ra, akkadiki vellu, itra, atellu, nee parenti, correct? We will ask like this. We are sentencing, we are teaching the sentences. Then slowly we will teach the paragraphs. That's where you basically, share stories. That Chandamama Kada and lot of books, right? You share stories. Why? Because you are slowly transforming your baby from learning from a word to a sentences to a paragraphs. So that's where the learning pattern starts and ends at the way. And once you teach, the baby don't need 100 times of learning, right? Similarly, once you teach Sanskrit to this compiler, it don't need so many times. Once it learns, it is there, for next 100, 200 years, you don't need to do anything. So this is the pattern, basically it takes it forward. I think one thing I forgot to show you, maybe if possible I will try to see. I think it's in video, I will just quickly show you that. The book translation, I just want to put this one. So as here we have taken one book, and how you translate a book which you already have. And let's say you have a book in MS Word or a PDF or a PPT or a OCRing system or an Excel sheet. It translates everything. So you will just go and select the language. Example, here they are selecting English to Odia. Okay, so the same Pradhan Mantriji's document which I demonstrated a few minutes back. So that document is getting translated using our deep learning tool, and it gives two areas like this. I mean, one, the actual source document, the second one is in translated. Anyone from Orissa here? Okay. So if you see this, right, instead of translating this make in India, I just put it make in India only. The beauty of this translation tool is this is much more advanced than Google, because Google just blindly translates. But here you can write a rule, what to translate, what not to translate. Example, I'm sure, maybe Krishnamurtiji will laugh, but even though I speak Telugu, I don't know how to write numbers in Telugu. And most of the Telugu people forgot the numbers in Telugu. So, can we put the Roman numbers as it is? That's again a challenge, which Google don't do. So, what we did, I will show you. See, here the numbers are in 1, 2, 3, and if you see here, right, the numbers are in 1, 2, 3 only Roman numbers. It never translated, I mean, this is in Oriya or in Telugu. No, it don't, because we have written a rule saying that what to translate, what not to translate. This is very advanced engine. So let's say you said few words in Sanskrit. Now, sir, very difficult. No one is using even in Sanskrit world also. So for this word, you use a simple equivalent word. So we will write a rule saying that, don't translate this word to too complex. Make it little simple so that everyone can understand. So like that, we can write rules on top of it. So I will just show you, see the document which it got translated exactly like a Xerox copy, including the color, everything like a Xerox copy, you will get it. So this is the way this document translation works. Okay, so what I request all of you is, we will give you documentations, you try to use either our tool or MS Word or anything, but translate that into Sanskrit first. As we have books, as I mentioned, let me see if I can open this. I think our entire Ministry of Education network is down. None of the website is getting open. So I hope you got the point, right? Any other questions?
Excuse me, sir. So I'd like to ask you two questions. First of all, what if the document, the target document that you are taking, what if it is having multi-languages? If it is multilingual, then how will you going to like?
The base language what you have selected, right? It picks that as a translated language.
That's
but
why.
But
if
it
is
translates.
multilingual,
It translates multilingual also, but it takes the base, because see, all this translation tools works on the libraries. There is a background, there is a library which is basically equating all these words. So there what happens, it has that capability of taking one as a base language, but it picks the other language and it translates.
okay. So the next question will be, because I'm from Assam, and when you were translating that date of August, that sentence. Correct. So I tried to do the same translation in Google Translator. It was showing as date of August, August Mahar Tarikh. And this translation here in your tool, it is showing August or Tarikh. So it's skipping the Mahar, that's months. Mahar means months.
That's fair, because see, the Sanskrit compiler what we are creating, it doesn't have that much of meat. That's the reason I'm here. We need that equivalent.
So that's what I was asking. What are the parameters that you have set for translating? How can you say this is the exact translation and this is not? How to differ?
Yeah, that's what the training for the model. Basically what we did now, it has only capacity of 10%. So we need your help, so that you will give, when you translate, example, the book which we give it in Assami to you, you will translate that into Sanskrit and give it back to us. That's it. Then we will correlate all this technically. And now what happens, the efficiency of this entire tool will increase in Assami like anything. See, the thought process here is, because as of now, as I said, the intermediate language is Sanskrit for that particular chutki. But the efficiency is only 10%. So for 10%, this is in that stage. But we want to make it to 90 to 95%. So that instantly it translates one thing, the second one very efficiently with high quality translation it happens. So that's where, it is still going on and on. So every time we are trying, we have taken some 20,000 words and sentences from Krishnamurti Garu, what is his name, sir, in Bengaluru? Janardhanji. From Janardhanji's team we have taken some data, but as I said, it needs minimum to minimum 5 lakh sentences. See, because there is another fundamental difference, as I mentioned earlier. The Google takes word by word and translate, this has the entire paragraph translation. That's the reason we need paragraphs. Because what we did here is, we have written a program which picks the unique words and equates and it trains the model. You don't need to do anything. But giving the relation, because see, Indian languages are correlated. Example, in Hindi, aap idhar aiye. Aap has nothing to do with idhar. Aiye has nothing to do with aap and idhar. So how you are going to correlate these three, right? That is what the in technology what we are written on the background. But we are a technology, we are not a language experts. So that's where we need your help. Once we have all this training done, I mean, having said that, it's not so simple. It will take minimum 6 months of extensive training, because we train model continuously. Like how you are teaching your children, right? Your child sometimes he says Nuvra. We say no beta, he is your father. Meeru randi, aap aiye. So aap, not tum. So we will correct, right? So similarly we will do corrections in this entire translation. Again we feed the data back. It is like that Robo movie only, where Rajinikanth do all this, right? But other than loving anyone, any girl, it does all the rest of the process. So similar pattern of this, you need to train so many times. After extensive training for almost for 6 to 7 months, then the efficiency will go to 60-70%. But once it picks up, right, then you can't stop. And another advantage of this engine, what we did is, it's a self-learning engine. So if someone is doing a edit of 500 times, let's say there is a word called house, okay, in Telugu illu. Let's say in Telugu we have 2 to 3 other words, equivalent words for house. Imagine everyone is changing that word. From instead of illu, they are using something else. So it understands automatically, oh, people are not preferring this word, they are preferring another alternative word. And from 505th time, it picks the other word instead of this word. It has that auto learning capability. See, as a technology we built all that, but we need a training data from you. So that's where I'm here, of course, to demonstrate the tool and the capabilities of Indians, because I hear a couple of my relatives, they learn Sanskrit. I feel very happy, because we are very unfortunate that time no one helped us to understand the value of Sanskrit and Indian history and culture. We just went on a westernization, and then slowly realized that I think what they did is exactly copy of our system and just renamed it. I will tell one last final my personal experience and close this. Sir, I did my MBA from Maryland University, sir, in USA. So I spent 50,000 rupees. Of course, Microsoft, sponsored. I worked for Microsoft. They sponsored it. But I finished my MBA. Then one day convocation, they called me. So I was there, and they said, today we are going to give you one very, very important thing in your life. You must keep this book with you. I was like, oh my God, I think today is the day. It will open up my mind. And I think I must take this book. I went and I took that book. I was so curious to see what is there inside. Immediately I rushed to the restroom, because that's a private area where you can see. So I opened. I was shocked in my life. Then I remember something. Do you know what book they gave? Mahabharata. They gave Mahabharata to me. I paid 50,000 rupees, and I was literally laughing. My grandmother, when I am like, child, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, she was keep on teaching me Mahabharata. I never listened. And bloody, I paid 50,000 rupees to them, and I got the Mahabharata book back. So then one professor there, he's an English professor. I mean, I never seen visiting India. But he came and said, do you know why we gave this book to you? We all said, we don't know. And I was like, literally upset. I spent 50,000 rupees for Mahabharata book. He said, no, you do one thing. I will tell you the secret of Mahabharata. I said, tell me. He said, if you have any problem, close your eyes. Open don't just juggle it. Open the page. You will find the solution in that page. That's the greatness of Mahabharata. I said, I don't believe. He said, you try it out. So after a few days, I got into a very big problem. So I need to take a decision. I remember, he said, let me try. And trust me, sir, that day, it changed my life. I went and opened. It's full of dust, because I just kept it somewhere. I said, I already know Mahabharata. Why I need to have this book? I opened that book that day. That changed my life. Then I realized, oh my God, what a powerful book which we own, we as Indians, but never valued it. And from that day, whenever I have any problem or any solution I want or anything I want to start, I immediately close my eyes and I first say, Krishna, please give me a solution or a problem statement so that I will solve it, open it. And my both sons, one is Rishi Krishna, the second one is Arjuna Krishna. Because I understood that, this world, we are the most advanced culture in this entire globe. And maybe sometimes I strongly feel we are the aliens, that's what people say. Because we have the one capability which others don't have, is we have a capability of connecting our left brain with the right brain. That is the reason we put bindi. Do you know the both brains doesn't connect directly? Do you know the only place where it connects is here? That is the reason, you know, people put bindi here, and this is where the focus starts, this is where the concentration starts, this is where the patience starts. That is the reason the woman is much more patient than men, because we don't put bindi. They put bindi, they can handle home, they can handle children, they can handle mad people, you know, husbands like me. They can manage everything, including their work. My wife manages, you know, me. Two crazy children. She cook. She does, you know, work for a US company from India, and manages her mother. Then I realized, oh my God, and I just go home and sit and enjoy and, you know, sip coffee. If she says, can you please help me? I say, do you know I'm very busy in my work? You please go ahead, and I don't know how to do it. So this is the power. You know, we never understood the strength of our own culture. I think this is where we missed the bus. And Germans captured it. They became number one in most of the things, not because they are best, you know, they are the second best. They have captured, they have taken our culture, they have taken our Sanskrit. And in most of the German universities, Sanskrit as one of the major language for them. And they are learning all Upanishads, which we never learnt. I mean, you know, I'm not saying you know, people like me, I'm saying. I think, you know, most of the Indians got disconnected. I think it's a huge responsibility on you to spread across. I request one thing, you know, whenever I go to any university, I say, you please go out of your campus. You know, your campus is basically blocking you. You please go out. And, you know, I see one Swami, I don't know, I don't remember that Swami name, but, you know, he goes on train and he start talking about Indian culture. Ravi garu, ఆయన పేరు ఏంటండి? దాస్ స్వామి అనుకుంటా ఆయన పేరు. I mean, I heard once or twice. But what he does is, you know, wherever you, why are you scared, you know, of your own culture? That's the way of life, you know, everyone started enjoying. Even Obama has Hanuman photo in this thing. I think and see the Chandrama, you know, the recent Chandrayaan, you know, we are the one who cracked it. And if you see the Chandrayaan ISRO chairman, he is saying, you know, I'm equal, you know, I have a science as well as spirituality in my mind. That gave him a superpower, you know, to take it to the position and take it to a place where no man or no one landed there till date. That's the power of Indian brain. You know, and we are the best of the best, no doubt. The only problem is we are not taking our things forward. Then I realized, I came back to India and started working on all this. And a few years I worked for free of cost. Recently I started taking salary. So then I understood, I think, you know, we need to do a lot. And this, your help of this compiler, trust me, you give me this 2 lakh to 5 lakh sentences. In a year's time, we will demonstrate this tool to the entire world, saying that the minute you do chitki like this, it translates in a most efficient manner for lesser price, like, you know, how Chandrayaan for few millions. And the same rocket, Americans built for few billions. There's a huge difference between these two, right? And we can showcase that we are Vishwaguru, we are the superpower, you know, so we need your help for that. So I request, I will give the books to sir. I mean, not only the books, but please don't write kavitas as of now, okay, because the tool doesn't have that capability, because, you know, in order to capture that, you know, it needs a different kind of algorithms altogether. I mean, I don't want to go more technical, but the current engine, imagine, you know, it's a small baby, you are teaching sentences and the thing. Once it grows up, we will come back to you for the you know, kavitas and all. So as of now, I request whatever you have from the English books or any other language books which we give, you please translate that into Sanskrit first. And then we will give some other material also of skill ministry books, education ministry books, cooperative society books, you know, and we have 58 domains or ministries data with us. We will give all that data to you, and trust me, why I want to give that data, because once the government system accepts, you know, then automatically things flows down. See, now the Supreme Court using our Anuvadini tool. So what they are instructed to every high court in the country, they said, we are using Anuvadini, it's an extraordinary translation tool, you kindly start using Anuvadini. So what happens, things in India flows from top to bottom. So once we start doing it, automatically the government accepts and adopts. It automatically goes down and, it moves forward from there. So I thank all of you for giving this your time, and I thank all my gurus here, and my special thanks to Chammu Krishna Sastri ji. He is always helpful and very encouraging, and what a man. I mean, sometimes when we are going in a wrong direction or going out of the scope, he controls, he manages, he convinces. I think, like a fatherly figure. So I thank everyone, and andarki namaskaram. Meeru chala shraddhaga vinnaru. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or we will close. Sir. Please pass on the mic, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We have written our own OCRing tool, because there is one very well-known OCRing tool in the world. But what happens, what we realized recently, one yoga guru gave us a book. It printed in 1890s, I think, in London. So do you remember, the ink is completely different. So then we tried all OCRing process, sir, but none of them worked. Then what we realized, I think, this is not the way. Why don't we write our own OCRing system, which is very well advanced. But having said that, the efficiency is 70 to 80%. But we have our own OCRing process, where we do where it translates the OCRing books also. Sir.
So, congratulations, sir, for doing this translation based on Sanskrit. Highly grateful for that. I have got one thing from what you are saying. So, from what you are saying, I think in another 2 years, what do you foresee the situation of National Mission for Translation and translation departments? That is a bit interesting.
Maybe I'm not that big person to comment on it, but my theory is very simple.
I'm talking from a technical point of view, because when this type of translation, translation usually in the text, you are also doing the speech part. And once you are done with it, just I would like to tell, as I have been working on emotional speech based in Sanskrit, so that's where my interest is there. So of course it is too early to talk about those things, but I want you to just keep it in mind.
No, I mean, we have created another tool now. We are using for school. It's called Prerna, the project which is coming up. In that, the students speak something. So now we are capturing their emotions. We are capturing the emotions from their voice also. See, slowly what you are envisioning, that we are already working on, but the efficiency is a little less in Indian languages. So we are training those models. So not only we are capturing the video emotions, we are capturing the voice emotions also. And my theory is very simple, sir, because unless until we give these options to the students, let them use it, let them take it forward from there. So I don't want to make big statements, but the thought process is, I want to make it simple, easy, pleasing, very simple to use. Anyone can go and do it. Example, what my son do, how he cheats me. I was thinking, initially he is doing homework, sir. So I asked him, are you using Google? He said, no, I'm not using Google. So I was very happy. One day I thought, he is doing something, he is doing some jugad. You know what jugad he is doing? He switches on Alexa. He says, hey Alexa, can you please tell me 64 divided by 8? Alexa says, oh, very good. Good morning, Rishi. 64 divided by 8 is this much. He says, thank you very much. He is writing. So then what I understood, the next generation is smarter than us. And second point, he is using voice search. So imagine, he is not going to type anything. So that's the reason we started embedding the voice search. And now I realized he is 8 years old, he is cheating me. So I realized that, what all naughty things he will do in future. So now I need to create some system where I not only capture his emotions in his face, but voice also, based on the frequencies, based on the wavelength he is talking, I will understand whether he is speaking truth or not. So this is where, we slowly started, learning from the children and trying to adopt and implementing that in our system. I think they are the best gurus. for us to learn things. I learned a lot from both the kids. I mean, I think we are slowly trying to take it to the next level. Having said that, it's not as simple as it consumes a lot of infrastructure. It consumes a lot of advanced technology in India. Very few people are there. So we are trying our best to take it forward. Every day I sit and write code along with all my other, 3 to 4 team members. Our team is just 4 to 5 people. So not a big team. But we have a very focused goal. I want to make sure that every Indian, mainly from a remote village area, they must not get a discrimination, because Honorable Prime Minister says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. What it means? Everyone is equal, everyone must get equal opportunity. Because here what is happening, the engineering books in English, the student studying in small remote village area in Andhra Pradesh is best of the best in Telugu. But the minute he comes in engineering, he is becoming a poor student just because of the language barrier, not because of his skill or knowledge. So that's where we focused and trying to break that barrier and wants to make sure we will take it forward. Any other questions? Madam. Dictation you are asking about? What it means, I don't know. Just put it in a simple. Oh, transliteration. No, as of now we didn't thought of that. I mean, as our focus first on the books and, slowly on the education system. But now we are creating a AGI, advanced, artificial intelligence system where they can ask a question about, example, in Sanskrit, let's say there is a subject. So I'm just taking simple, I don't know, I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, but let's say it's a civil engineering. So he wants to know about the structural engineering. So now we are writing AGI systems. He can speak in Telugu or any other language. Please tell me about structural engineering. It basically gives with examples, with graphs, with references, all the material in front of him. Because that's the kind of a systems what we need it for the next generation. And most of the people are not taking core engineering nowadays. So we want to increase the admissions in core engineering. So that's where our focus area are. As I said, we have a limited team. So we are trying to focus and working on few things. If you don't have any other questions, I will take a leave. And I thank everyone for your valuable time. And feel free to please contact me. Maybe I will put my contact number here before I leave. So if I'm in meeting you, please WhatsApp me. Only one number, one wife. So
एतावत्पर्यन्तं वयं बुद्धाचन्द्रशेखरमहाभागानां बौद्धिकविन्यासस्य रमणीयतां वैभवं च दृष्टवन्तः कथं संस्कृतभाषा अनुवादक्षेत्रे अति उत्तमतया कार्यं करोति गूगल ट्रान्स्लेशन् अपेक्षया एतत् कथम् एतत् वेगेन कार्यं करोति तस्य मुखानि कानि इत्यादिकं सर्वमपि ते अत्र प्रदर्शितवन्तः ते वस्तुतः अस्माकं सर्वेषामपि साहाय्य अभ्यर्थनार्थम् आगतवन्तः यतोहि कृष्णस्य साहाय्येन अर्जुनः युद्धं जितवान् तथा एते संस्कृतज्ञानां साहाय्येन संस्कृतमाध्यमेन प्रपञ्चं जेतुमिच्छति अतः तादृशः महनीयः अत्र समागतः अस्ति सहाय अभ्यर्थनार्थम् अतः वयं सर्वेपि करतालध्वनिना अस्माकं साहाय्यं महोदयस्य कृते वयं सूचयिष्यामः अग्रेपि एतस्मिन् विषये कार्यशालाः भविष्यन्ति वयं मिलित्वा एतादृश ऐतिहासिककार्यक्रमे वयं सर्वे सहभागिनः भवेम धन्यवादाः चन्द्रशेखर महोदय इदानीं च वैज्ञानिकानां संस्कृतविषयं किञ्चित् दृष्टवन्तः तेलुगु चलनचित्रपरिश्रमे संस्कृताभिमानी कविः गायकः डैरेक्टर् अतिविशिष्टः कश्चन वर्तते तस्य सन्देशं श्रुत्वा वयं संस्कृतसप्ताहस्य समापनोत्सवे प्रविशामः कृपया वयं तनिकेळ्ळभरणि महाभागाः तेलुगुजनाः सर्वे जानन्ति अस्माकं संस्कृतसप्ताह सन्दर्भे आगन्तव्यमासीत् ते आगन्तुम् अशक्ताः स्वसन्देशं ते प्रेषितवन्तः तत् श्रुत्वा वयं सभाकार्यक्रमं प्रविशामः अचरादेव
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. తిరుపతిలో జరుగుతున్న సంస్కృత భాషా కార్యక్రమాలు దిగ్విజయంగా జరుగుతున్నాయని ఆశిస్తున్నాను. క్రితంసారి అంటే లాస్ట్ మంత్ నేను తిరుపతి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆచార్య గుళ్లపల్లి శ్రీరామకృష్ణమూర్తి గారు నన్ను ఆహ్వానించారు. కాకపోతే నా షూటింగ్లు అనివార్య కారణాల వల్ల నేను అందులో పాలు పంచుకోలేకపోయాను. అయితే సంస్కృతం పట్ల అహమపి కించిత్ సంస్కృతం జానామి. నాకు సంస్కృతం పట్ల భాష పట్ల దేవ భాష పట్ల నాకు అపారమైన గౌరవం, ఇష్టం కూడా ఉంది. చిన్నప్పుడు మా నాన్నగారు ఇంట్లో మేఘ సందేశం, కుమార సంభవం చాలా శ్రావ్యంగా చదువుతుంటే వారు అలా శృతంగా మేము కొన్ని నేర్చుకున్నాం. సుత్తరస్యాందిశి దేవతాత్మ హిమాలయో నామనగాధిరాజ పూర్వాపరౌ వారి నిలీగవాహ్య స్థిత పృథివ్య ఇవమానదండం. ఇలా ఒక అంటే సంస్కృత భాష యొక్క సంగీత సాహిత్యాల సమ్మేళనంలా అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు. ఇలాంటి సంస్కృతం పట్ల నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్ యువత, ఎందుకంటే ఇవాళ సైన్స్కి లేదా సిస్టమ్కి కావలసిన అంశాన్నించే ఏకైక భాషగా సంస్కృత భాష గుర్తించబడింది. జయహో సంస్కృతం. తప్పకుండా ఈ సభలు వైభవంగా జరగాలని, ఖచ్చితంగా మరోసారి ఈ సభల్లో పాల్గొనే అదృష్టం నాకు ఆ పరమేశ్వరుడు ప్రసాదిస్తానని భావిస్తూ శుభం భూయాత్. శివోహం.
వయం కళాక్షేత్రే అతీవ ప్రసిద్ధస్య తనికల్లా భరణి మహోదయస్య సందేశం వయం